king, the king of kings. On your knees, dog. All hail. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. In red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin, and it tasted good. The king took his head, left him broken and dead. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Left none living, unable to tell. The king took their heads and he sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open they die with their final breath. They hail the king of kings. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king.
What is going on, everyone? The weekend is finally here, and we've got some NBL Live on tap, an NBL Live Super Show with 2 games live at once. What a couple of games we have tonight to kick off your weekend. We have an AFC matchup. It's the Bengals and the Colts facing off 2 teams looking to sort of settle where they're going to be as we head nearing the postseason. In our other game, we've got the Vikings and the Broncos, 2 teams still fighting to get the chance to be in the postseason. It should be 2 very good matchups here on NBL Live. As always, we have our NBL Live pregame show brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3Ks.com. They do so much for our NBL network, including graphics and overlays. If you or anyone else you know needs graphics for an affordable price, hit up Web3Ks.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get 15% off your entire order. Web3Ks.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU. I'll be your host for this evening for this NBL Live Super Show. We hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening. And we hope you're going to enjoy the Super Show we have tonight. If it's your first time joining us, boy, this is a great show. Let's get right to the pregame show. Let's take a look at the players to watch for this double action we have tonight. Starting off with the Colts and the Bengals. And for the Colts, we're looking at Anthony Walker Jr., middle linebacker, and he's having a real nice season. And this is the part about the Colts team that is so impressive to me, especially as a guy who faced this Colts team early in the season. 21 tackles, 2 sacks, but 9 interceptions. You're going to see this Colts team sit with those linebackers in those zones, especially in that cover 3. And they're going to be guarding the seam routes. They do such a great job of protecting against the tight end seams, something that the Bengals do like to do with Tyler Eifert, with those tight ends running right down the middle of the field trying to split that cover 3. Well, these linebackers are athletic. He's going to drop back into these zones and make sure you don't have an ability to throw the ball. So a key for the Bengals tonight is going to be to not turn the ball over. First and foremost, easy enough. Don't give it to the other team. And on the other end, it's going to be when they're on offense. You got to take what this defense gives you. You got to work underneath and force these linebackers to pull forward and play the underneath routes. If you don't do that, they're going to sit back in those zones all day long, and you're going to be throwing interceptions. So you got to make those linebackers start to come down, play some of those drag routes, those slants that you play underneath. The minute you see them drop down, boom, you can hit them over the top. That's a key for the Bengals tonight. For the Colts, Key's going to be trying to contain A.J. Green, who is the first 1,000-yard receiver in the NBL this season. 47 catches, over 1,000 yards, only 5 touchdowns, though, and that's sort of where this Bengals team has struggled. They do such a great job of getting A.J. Green the ball, but once they get in the red zone, they do struggle, and this guy is a weapon. He is big, he is physical, and at the end of the day, he is going to be a guy that they have to target more when they get into those tough situations. Run those slants high, pointing it to A.J. Green, because at the end of the day, if you don't find A.J. Green in the end zone, you're going to have trouble scoring a lot. And let's be clear, John Ross, he does have 8 touchdowns. That's true, Eric, owner of the Cincinnati Bengals in the chat here in the pregame. And Ross is such a speedster, but when you get down in the red zone, you got to get your big physical wide receiver involved. That's A.J. Green. But 1,000 yards, nothing to be shaking a stick at. Let's look at our other game, Vikings and Broncos. Be going on at the exact same time, folks. You'll see both games on screen at the same time. Everson Griffin for the Minnesota Vikings has been a big bright spot for that defense. 13 sacks on the year, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. And they're going to try to get after the quarterback today in Denver. Denver, a team with an offensive line that's been a little suspect over the season. So Everson Griffin is going to be looking to eat tonight. Coming off that edge, he is just a monster to handle. Whether they line him up outside, you'll see him inside at times, especially in some of those nickel 2-4-5 packages. You'll see him move to the interior and match up against some of the bigger defensive linemen. That's where he can really use his speed to his advantage. On the other side for the Broncos, it is Brandon Marshall, a guy who at one time held the NBL single season interception record. I think it was from Madden 16. That's a little NBL trivia for you. This season, 21 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 interceptions. This guy's got to get involved, guys. He is absolutely a beast in the middle. And he is a guy who not only can take away avenues in the pass game, but can get after the quarterback. 4 sacks, you see 2 forced fumbles. He's going to have to find a way to make an imprint because this Broncos team needs turnovers to be an effective team. And at the end of the day, the Minnesota Vikings, they have the worst turnover differential in the NBL. They're going to have to force turnovers, and that's where this Vikings team needs to contain themselves. You're seeing their quarterbacks throwing 3, 4, 5 interceptions a night. Well, man, they gotta tone down those interceptions. You know the Broncos are gonna be looking to pick off some of those easy balls over the middle. 2 games at once, folks. That is right. As Lyric for Christ says, eat dog eat. Absolutely, Brandon Marshall's gonna have to eat tonight. Get your predictions into the chat. Let's see what you guys think. Just a note, it's just solo me here tonight. So if you're posting in the chat, you're looking for me to get you to read it. Unfortunately, with these 2 games, I gotta have them both full screen on my screen, so I won't be able to watch chat quite as much. I'm gonna try to check it in on my phone as much as possible. But let's get to predictions. Starting off with the Bengals and the Colts. As Eric G knows, been a big Bengals fan, been a big Eric G fan ever since last season with Ross Bonham and the Saints. I love Eric G as an owner. And this Bengals team, I think, has been very, very good. This Colts team, though, I have seen them in person, how good they have been, especially defensively, forcing turnovers. But I gotta ride my horse. I gotta ride my horse. Eric G, the guy with the strict gnat that needs better school internet, but my Call of Duty buddy. I gotta go with the Bengals because I think the duo of A.J. Green and John Ross, if there's a team that I go that's going to be able to deal with the middle linebackers of this Indianapolis Colts team, it's going to be the Bengals because they attack on the outside so much with A.J. Green, with John Ross. So they stay away from the middle a little more. So give me the Bengals in this one. I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring battle. Give me the Bengals 21-17 in this matchup. On the other side, Vikings and Colts. Vikings and Broncos. 2 teams we haven't seen on NBL Live a ton. 2 teams I haven't gotten to watch a whole lot of, but I've been able to look at their stats. I've been able to see as much as I can of them. And at the end of the day, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings. I think they put it together in this game. They're so close. If they can keep the turnovers to a minimum, which I think they will today, I think they get the win. Give me the Vikings in this one. I'm going to take them. I think this one a little more high scoring. Especially on the side of the on the Vikings. Give me the Vikings 31-17. I like it as AA just subscribed. 9 months. You're gonna see him in this game. Hey, well, I'm gonna try this. Broncos, Colts, Vikings, Broncos, ready up. Let's get going. Coming up next, it is an NBL Live Super Show. Week 12 actions, we're getting down to the playoffs. It is the Bengals and the Colts facing off. Two teams looking to see if they can get into the playoffs, where their seeding is going to be. On the other side, the Vikings and the Broncos looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's coming up right now, here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is
touchdown.
dropping back. He's got open over the middle. It's
Wow.
Butler.
That big playmaker
Look at
ability as
him
he
go.
finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another
Touchdown.
touchdown. That is right, folks. MBO Live Super Show going on. As you can see, we have both games on the screen right now. On your left, it is a battle between the Vikings and the Broncos in Denver. On the right side of your screen, you see the Bengals and the Colts facing off tonight. Two teams looking to figure out where they're going to be as we come down to playoff time. We are not too far away. Week 12 action here on NBL Live. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. I'm OSU. I'll be your host for this evening. If it's your first time joining us for a Super Show, boy, you are in for a treat, as you are going to have two games going on at once, which means twice the action. It should be great here on NBL Live, as we see early handoff for Freeman on the side of the Denver Broncos, not going anywhere. Whereas Andrew Luck's going to hand the ball off as well on 1st down. And what we have seen so far is some stout run defense on the first play. Maybe a little predictable coming out with that run. Derrick Henry trying to get it going. Two games at once. Boy, this is a lot of fun, folks, as it's going to be a pistol formation for the Denver Broncos. Two wide receivers split out wide to the right side. Dropping back to pass. Waiting on 2nd and 10 and down. Oh, Thomas gets in there on the sack. Was that Griffin also coming in on the sack there? Is on 2nd down and 10. Andrew Luck's going to be looking to pass the ball. Blitz picked up nicely, rolls out to the right side, flag down on the play. Be interested to see what that was. Andrew Luck overthrows T.Y. Hilton wide open. I think it's going to come back for a hold as well, so they're going to lose 10 yards on that play. Not a great start for Andrew Luck and the Colts. As it's shotgun formation on 3rd down and 14. Let's see if the Broncos can pick it up in this full wide set. Steps up in the pocket. Looking underneath, it's picked off. Boy, we talked about the turnovers for the Vikings, but the Broncos... First interception of the day there, as it was Kendricks in the middle, and that's going to set up the Vikings in great field position. As Andrew Luck's looking at a 2nd and 20, dropping back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, looking underneath, taking what he can get. That's T.Y. Hilton. He's going to get a good chunk of this back. He is so quick on the ground. As let's see what we can do as we go full screen action. We're going to go to Minnesota, as it is a very big play on the first drive, a huge turnover. That's the last thing the Broncos want to do. Is it's going to be a run on 1st down for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook finding 3 yards on the play. They are already nearing the red zone on the 24-yard line. Colts facing a big 3rd down, and looks like they're going to be stopped short of that one. Looked underneath, but couldn't pick it up, so they're going to be forced to punt to the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be a two tight end, two wide receiver set. Thielen coming in motion. Is this going to be the PAFK quick near the goal line? Yes, it is, but it's picked up nicely, and boy, you got to be decisive there. You got to throw it as Kesey looking, I assume, to the wheel route, and the man coverage on the wheel was real good. It was a real good wheel coverage. Say that 5 times fast. And by the way, I just got to go full screen over here for 1 second, because check out those helmets for the Bengals. Those are the Bengals. It's not the Falcons. As we go back 3rd and 7 for Kesey and the Minnesota Vikings. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 tight end. As Kesey drops back to pass on 3rd and 7, looking over the middle of the field, and he throws it right to Barrett. There's one of those turnovers. I think it's going to be a turnover fest in Denver, as that's a red zone turnover and no points for the offense. As the Bengals get pinned back, and on 1st down, they try to run with Joe Mixon. He loses a yard, and I just don't like the play call there, guys. I know there's a risk running it outside, but Joe Mixon's not a between-the-tackle sort of guy. He's got so much speed. You got to get him outside the tackle. That zone run, easy to read, especially. You knew they were going to bring some sort of blitz or a little man coverage there, and that was well covered. And now they've backed up a yard, and they're going to have to find a play to get out of this situation. It's a nice punt by the Colts to pin the Bengals back. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this Friday night. Ready for the weekend, as it's 2nd and 11 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton under center. 2 wide receivers. He's going to hand the ball off to Joe Mixon once again. He's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And boy, oh boy, now they've got a 3rd and 11. And you know the Colts right now, they're not happy they went 3 and out on their first drive, but they're real happy right now because they know if they can get any sort of stop here on 3rd and 11, they're going to get great field position coming back. On the other side, you got a 2nd and 10 for the Denver Broncos. Already 2 interceptions in that game, and we are less than 2 minutes into the ball game. Looks like they've got a 3 wide receiver, 2 over the left side, 1 over the right, 1 tight end also on the right side of that formation. For the Denver Broncos, 3rd and 11, Andy Dalton under center. Looks like they're setting up some quick slants here. Nice run up the middle by Freeman. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Let's see what Dalton can do. Drops back, quick 3-step drop, waiting, looking, and throws it right to one of those middle linebackers. What did I say? Do not throw it at those middle linebackers. They are too good. And he picked the one guy who was covered. Bad throw, and it gives the Colts 1st and goal. We're going to go full screen to that game. It's the Colts an opportunity to capitalize on an early turnover by the Cincinnati Bengals. Eric, you got to listen to me, man. I know what I'm talking about every once in a while. I formation, 2 tight ends over to the left side, 1 wide receiver split wide right. Looks like they're going to run it with Derrick Henry over the left side of that formation. Nothing doing there. Maybe a yard on the play. It's going to be up a 2nd and goal. It's just a boneheaded throw, guys. Listen, I'm the biggest Eric G fan that there is. It's a boneheaded throw. You can't. The linebacker stayed with the slant. You had an open slant behind him and didn't throw it. You threw it to the one that was covered. It's just bad. It's bad football right there. 2nd down and goal. I formation, 2 tight ends. Once again, they're going to hand the ball to Derrick Henry right up the middle, trying to find something. He's going to pick up a couple down to the 5-yard line. Give him 3 on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd and goal. Phone's going off. There's a lot going on here. Can the Bengals hold after a real bad turnover, real bad interception thrown by Andy Dalton? 3rd down and goal. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side, 1 tight end. It's going to be Andrew Luck dropping back, only a 4-man rush from the Bengals. No pressure brought. Luck looks backside of the end zone. Did he get the feet in? Yes, he did. Toe tapping Kane with the catch. Touchdown Colts. They capitalize on the interception. I don't know where the middle linebacker was, but that's where the middle linebacker was supposed to be. Andrew Luck, lots of patience. No pass rush to be seen from the Cincinnati Bengals, as we're going to get to go full screen to the other game, I think. Yes, they got a 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. Kesey with a scramble there for the Minnesota Vikings, as they are now just outside the 1-yard line. They're going to come out 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. They got Dalvin Cook in back. You got to think Dalvin Cook's got to get 3 touches here inside the goal line. It is Dalvin Cook. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings, as they are able to put the first points on the board in that game. Go up 6-0. Colts, by the way, we flipped away from it because we had the 1-yard line. Colts missed the extra point. So we got a 7-0 game in one game. We got 6-0 in the other one. Could that missed extra point come back to haunt the Indianapolis Colts? We shall see, as we've had our first points in both ball games. And they're both nearing the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Super Show action here on NBL Live. We're going to have another Super Show, by the way, folks. Sunday night. We're going to go at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we're going to try to get started before the Sunday Night Football game, get off the air about before halftime. So you have plenty of time to watch the Sunday Night Football game. You can put it on. You can do dual screen, which means 2 screens on our side, 1 screen on NFL. That's tri-screen action. You don't want to miss that one as Andy Dalton gets clobbered. You got to get rid of the ball. So yeah, if you do that, you just got 3 screens. The old triple screen action. As a nice throw there. Sutton's got some room, and he's down inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. A missed tackle. Bad play in case Keenum puts the ball on the money. Nice throw there. 2nd and 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. They've got at the 29-yard line. They've got 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 over to the right side. He's got Giovanni Bernard, the halfback, on his right hip. McBride coming in motion from right to left. It's going to be Andy Dalton dropping back on 2nd and 10. Steps up, waits, and throws it right to one of those middle linebackers. I got no words. You know the middle linebackers are going to be lurking. You got to put some touch on the ball. And you throw 2 picks in the first quarter. So, not bueno. Not a bueno start for the Bengals. As Andrew Luck, able to find Derrick Henry, just dumps it off underneath him. We got 2 games right inside the red zone, so we're not going to go full screen to either one. But Freeman, he's got some room. He's inside the 5. Touchdown, Broncos. Did you like how that played out? Do you like that? I went, hey, there are 2 games. I see a big play. Able to flip over to that one. As the Broncos answer quickly. A nice run there by Royce Freeman. Ball is down. By the way, that's RG3 holding the kick. As we'll go full screen now to the Colts and the Bengals. Andrew Luck roughly has enough time to build a house back there, and he's still going to get an intentional grounding as he was inside the pocket and chucked that one out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 19 for the Colts, who had that interception inside plus territory. But now they're on the 31-yard line. Andrew Luck's got to be careful. He's got to find maybe just something underneath. You're well within field goal range, but if you take a sack, it's the last thing you're going to want to do. And he's got an empty backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Eric Ebron, the tight end, who has been a big weapon. He's on the right side of that formation. Is Andrew Luck dropping back, looking over the middle, looking for Ebron. It is batted away. It's going to bring up a 4th down. That was a dangerous throw as there was a lot of Bengals in the vicinity. It's going to bring up a field goal attempt from the 31-yard line. This one, a 48-yard attempt from the left hash mark. Already missed an extra point today. Can they put a field goal to make it 9-0? The kick is up. So you can't make it from 30 yards away, but from 47. Kicks up and it's good. 9-0. Colts up in that one as they get to kick it back to the gift that keeps on giving, the Andy Dalton interception train. On the flip side, this Broncos. I can't believe we had the Bengals and the Broncos. Come on, Shadow. Don't give me 2 B teams at once. You know I got 4 games. It's just 4 teams. I can't handle it. This Broncos-Vikings game. Very competitive. 3rd and 4. Let's actually go full screen to see this 3rd down action. 4 wide, 1 tight end. Waiting. Looks over to the right side. Oh, laying out for it. And defense couldn't make a play. Nice throw there by Kesey. He's got some nice arm strength. Putting the ball on the money and picking up the 1st down. As let's go dual screen action, by the way. The Bengals going to pick up a free 5 yards. It's the only thing they've been gifted to by the Indianapolis Colts on the flip side. Andy Dalton's been throwing picks all over the place. Just lots of presence to the Indianapolis Colts defense. But only 9 points. They're still in this one. 7-7 in the other game. Dual screen action. It's going to be handoff to Dalvin Cook for the Vikings. A little shake and bake. Maybe a little early on that juke move, but he'll still pick up 5 to the 49-yard line as they'll probably get to the end of the first quarter. 1:45 to go. Dalton dropping back on 1st and 5. Waiting, looking, waiting, taking a sack. Woo, it's rough, boys. It's rough in Cincinnati. I don't know how much more you need. You got to get rid of the ball. You got to take off. 2, 3, 4. Clock has to be going off in your head, and then you get killed. Good coverage down the field by the Indianapolis Colts defenses. They forced a 2nd and 19. Andy Dalton under center. Play action pass is going to be that post cross. B's going to be open in just a second. And there it is. Put it right on the money. McBride's got some room inside midfield. Jukes 2 defenders. He'll get down to the 42-yard line. The first completion for Andy Dalton to his own team. It goes for 40. He still needs 1 more to tie the number of completions he has to the other team as Dalvin Cook. Nice 2nd down run. This Vikings team running the ball very effectively. We know in Madden 19 how difficult running has been. We had a 2,000-yard rusher last cycle in Madden 18. And we don't even have a 1,000-yard rusher yet in this season. And I think last season we might have only had 2 or 3 1,000-yard rushers. As Kesey running out to the 1st and 10. Oh, he put that ball on the money. I can't believe he completed that one. Across his body, 2 defenders, and he finds a way to hit Adam Thielen. Let's go full screen to the Vikings and the Broncos as Kesey making dots all over the place. Bunch formation. Now over to the left side. 1 wide receiver over to the right. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. as Joe Mixon in the Bengals game just had a real nice run on 2nd and 11.
Welcome to the network, baby.
And Trey, just subscribed. Appreciate the sub. Keys is going to have to chuck this one out of bounds. Ooh, a little bit of a late hit. 3 of 6, 54 yards and a pick, but they've got the Vikings rolling. It's on the 14-yard line. We're actually going to go back to dual screen because the Cincinnati Bengals, they're on the 32-yard line. Both these teams looking to score, so we'll keep the action going dual. As the Bengals, Andy Dalton under center, dropping back to pass. 1st down and 10. Waiting. Had Y open for a second. Has RB open, but you could see the hesitation there. So scared to throw over those middle linebackers. You just got to throw some touch. The bullet passes aren't going to work against these linebackers. As a quick pick thrown by Kesey. Right to who else? But Brandon Marshall. We said how big he needed to make his footprint on this game. Look at him right there sitting in that zone and just pick it off. A little covered 2-man. But he had that spy. That was Brandon Marshall sitting in the middle waiting for that throw, and he gets a huge turnover. So let's go full screen to the Bengals and the Colts. They're on the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Andy Dalton. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Joe Mixon in the backfield. It's going to be Mixon getting the carry. He's been real effective. Look at him patiently move around the blockers. He'll pick up 3 and cut it down to a 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down opportunity here for the Bengals, but they got to know if they do throw the ball. No turnovers. You just need the points here because you're only down 2 scores. The Colts offense, let's be clear, haven't looked great. Well, they haven't had to do a whole lot with those short fields. 3rd and 1. Andy Dalton under center. Joe Mixon in the backfield. 2 tight ends on the right side. 1 wide receiver. Split wide left. That is A.J. Green pressed up over there. Do they attack? Do they run the ball? They're going to hand it to Joe Mixon, who's going to fight through the tackle and pick up the 1st down. Oh, look at him lower the shoulder and fight through that tackle. Nice blocking up front. And Tyquan Lewis had the tackle. Had him wrapped up. And he's able to just keep driving the legs and pick up the 1st down. Mixon such a tough running back to bring down. As 1st and 10 out for Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. That's A.J. Green on the left side. He's got Joe Mixon in the backfield on 1st down. Play action pass. He's rolling out. And oh, no. Oh.
Welcome to the network, baby.
Shout out to Sir who just subscribed. They're not going to want that one on the NBL clips. That was good for probably 8 yards, maybe a 1st down. Just old Stonehand's tight end just didn't look it into the breadbasket. He had a lot of room and blockers. A team that's struggling to not turn the ball over, a team that is struggling to move the ball, you guys got to come up with catches there, and that's a big miss. As it's going to be Dalton in the shotgun. He's got 2 in the backfield, Mixon to his left, Bernard to his right, 3 wide receivers, dropping back to pass on 2nd down and 10. Notice after that play, by the way, no tight end on the field. I'm just throwing it out there. A.J. Green with the catch underneath. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. 2nd completion to his own team, and we've reached the 2nd quarter. He's finally evened up the interception to completion ratio, as now it's going to be Dalton in the shotgun, showing that double A-gap pressure from the Colts. Look for them to drop back, though. Oh, nope, they are bringing the heat, and it's going to be picked off of them. I don't know what more you need. The middle linebacker, anybody who is in the middle is going to be jumping these routes, and you continue to throw at them. I don't know how many times. Insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same result. And that is what is happening in Cincinnati. They keep attacking the seams, which are covered every single time by these middle linebackers and safeties dropping down in the middle coverage, and you keep putting it right in their hands. What are you expecting? As we'll go back to dual coverage. Oh, PAFK quick for Andrew Luck. That one should be picked off, and it's not. It's a bad play. So the ratio of interceptions to completions on team, it's back on the side of the interceptions. 3 picks already for Andy Dalton. As the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos, they're tied up as we were in Cincinnati, Indianapolis for a while. Kesey rolling right. He's going to chuck it downfield. Was hoping for a big play from Diggs, I think, and that was some good defense. 3 of 8, 54 yards and 2 picks. It's going to be a hold on the Indianapolis Colts. Going to back him up 5 yards, half the distance. So the Colts pinned back, but I'm not convinced this Bengals team can find a way to throw it to their own team. And you have guys like A.J. Green. You have guys like you got to attack the outsides, whether it's corner routes, whether it's out routes, whether it's zig routes. There's so many routes that run to the sidelines that keep you away from those middle linebackers. But if you're going to throw to the middle linebacker, you have to put some air under the ball. You can't be bulleting it up the seams. The middle linebackers are too good. 3rd and 1 for the Minnesota Vikings, looking to pick up this 1st down as they're nearing the 2-minute warning. They're going to hand it to Dalvin Cook right up the middle. There's a lot of room up there. He still picked up the first down as Andrew Luck stepping up on 2nd and 15. He's going to be sacked at the 2-yard line. Ryan Glasgow with the tackle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 18. Maybe the defense can make something happen for the Bengals. There you go. I think I have the chat 3rd up. 3rd and 18. On the flip side, the Bengals middle linebacker looked absolutely lost out there as that went right over his head, and he looked at it like a shooting star. Just, isn't that pretty? Shouldn't I stop that one? Oh. Pick up a 3rd and 18 with just a little post right over the middle. So the Colts well on their way to victory in that one. 3:53. I'm calling blouses already. This Vikings Broncos game, though, on the other hand, is very good as they're inside the 2-minute warning, tied at 7. Empty backfield for Kesey, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Can drop back to pass on 3rd down and 6, looks over the middle, completes it, spin move off the defender, and a 1st down for the Vikings. As that was Dalvin Cook with the catch. Boy, this Kesey kid, sometimes he looks great, sometimes he looks lost, but when he makes his good throws, he certainly has the ability to be at least a serviceable quarterback here in the NBL. As some injuries on the side of the Bengals. We saw Glasgow go down. He should be fine, but Geno Atkins goes down on that play. It's going to be a toss play to Dalvin Cook for the Vikings. Just a little spin move. Hit that B button. Spin it back and see it inside. 3rd and 8 for Andrew Luck and the Colts. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Eric Ebron in the slot. 4-man rush. Looking underneath. I don't know how many times. I literally was just watching the angle route. Sat there and went, Ruh-roh Raggy, he's going to be coming across, and that's where he's going to step up and throw the ball. The Bengals defense just unclear. As minute 10 to go in the Vikings and the Broncos. And they've got a 3rd and 7. Let's go full screen to that one as we are nearing halftime in that game. So a little 2-minute drill. Geno Atkins, by the way, pectoral strain, should return. 3rd and 7, shotgun formation for Kesey. They love these empty sets. 4 wide receivers to each side, 1 tight end. Dropping back to pass. Blitz coming, quick throw to the tight end. It is complete. That's a tough thing to do against those empty backfield sets. The inkling is this is the time to bring pressure because they have less blockers back there. No running back to chip block, no tight ends on a block and release. This is the time to bring the pressure. But if you do, you have to have tight coverage behind you, and those zone coverages, they leave holes, especially when you have guys running seam routes. It's easy to just snap the ball and quickly hit them. So it's sort of a little give and take. Your pressure's got to get there quickly, though. 3rd and 6 for Luck and the Colts. We'll go full screen to that. Empty backfield. Seeing a lot of empty sets from both these teams. Andrew Luck dropping back to pass on 3rd down. Steps up, looks over the middle of the field once again. This linebacking core of the Cincinnati Bengals might be the worst in the NBL. I'm not going to lie. I'm watching these routes. It's a cover 3. Your job is to cover that zone, and there's no speed, there's no athleticism. They just let it go by him. As we'll go back to dual screen action. 46 seconds to go in the Vikings and the Broncos game. It's a 1st down for the Minnesota Vikings. The Indianapolis Colts have moved into enemy territory. They're on the 41-yard line. Jamie in the chat saying, Bengals linebackers slow. Yeah, it's so bad. Cringe saying 3 3rd and longs completed his drive for the Colts. Damn son. Let's see if the Bengals defense can find a little confidence or if this is just going to be a walk-away victory as Kesey, he's going to be sacked on 1st down. That was Lopez right at the middle. Not George Lopez. Okay. It's not George Lopez. No, it's not. It's a big play up the middle. I don't think Lopez would have played defensive tackle. Much more water boy built. Now a 2nd and 13 for the Vikings. 31 seconds and counting. They're letting this clock run down. Kesey drops back. 3-man rush. Looks over the middle. Oh, that almost picked off. Woo, boy. That was a dangerous throw. Bring up a 3rd and long. Yeah, we're going to keep it dual screen because the game on the left is almost at halftime. Andrew Luck with a dot down to the 3-yard line. Dropping back to pass. 4-man rush from the Bengals. Waiting, looking, trying to get to the end zone. Nice job on the edge there. Finding a way to bring down Andrew Luck before he could get to the end zone. You saw it, but Calhoun. I think that's Shalik Calhoun. Michigan State University. Big 1st down picked up by the Vikings with 22 seconds left. They got an opportunity to score on the 29-yard line. They've got 1 timeout remaining. I'm not doing any more George Lopez impressions. Second and goal. It's just gonna turn out bad. Second down and goal. Andrew Luck, big sack. Free rusher, and Luck is down, but he's up. He's look at him shuffle back. Look at that. Even though he's hurt, he's working on that footwork. Little shuffle. He's ready to play cornerback, as he might play linebacker for the Bengals, considering how bad they've been. As the Vikings look like they're gonna let this run down and just kick a field goal, go into halftime potentially with a lead. As now third and goal for the Indianapolis Colts. And that is Jacoby Brissett into the game. You got to think Luck with that animation is probably going to come back in. He's going to split Hines out to the left, empty the backfield. Can the Bengals defense hold them to another field goal, keep it a 2-score game? Stepping up, Brissett's going to try to take off. And another sack! The defensive line for the Bengals doing a great job. Andrew Luck, just as I said, he'll probably come back, shoulder tear. It's going to be the Brissett show for the rest of the game. That's a big loss for the Indianapolis Colts. Does Andrew Luck have a shoulder anymore? I'm just wondering if he has a shoulder, if it's just mostly bionic at this point. Well, he tore whatever it was. Might be some wiring in there. As the kick is up, it is good. It's still 12-0. Bengals in this game, even though Andy Dalton's thrown 3 interceptions to the exact same position over and over. What grinds my gears? They're still in this game, though. Minute 20 to go. Can Dalton lead a 2-minute drive? Vikings and Broncos, they're into the second half already. That game moving quickly. Vikings getting the ball to start the half. Play action pass for Kesey. Steps back. Deep throw over the left side. It's an incomplete pass. And if there's anything we know about Tad, he's going to run those deep crossers. He was holding his ankle, shoulder tear. Listen, you hurt your shoulder. Sometimes that pain emanates down to your legs. You never know. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this Friday night. I'm OSU. NBL Super Show. We're going to have another one Sunday night. It's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time right here, twitch.tv/NBL Network. In between the afternoon games and Sunday Night Football, come join us for a little dual screen action here on the NBL Network. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button so you know each and every time when we go live. First and 10, Dalton steps up, looks for the post route over the middle. He waited about 10 seconds too long, and McBride got hurt because of it. That was the right read. He just waited so long to throw that ball. Safety had time to come over and make a play. 3rd and 8 for the Vikings. I think they're going to get a free 5 yards there. Cut it to a 3rd and 3. That's a big play. As Luck got hurt, shoulder tear. Dalton, he's got the drag route open. You just got to throw that. That's Tyler Boyd. I don't know if that was a hesitation or he just straight up ran into the butt of his own blocker. But it worked. It was beautiful. And the ratio, folks, if you keep track at home, 3 to his own team, 3 to the other team. 1st and 10. You know he wants to hit Green on the post route. There's no chance that's going to be open with the safety dropping back. Don't even try to throw it. As Dalton rolls out to the right side. He tried to load up and find A.J. Green, and it's just not happening. As McBride dislocated shoulder. Bengals have no apparent want. Apparently they didn't. I know Eric was in the chat. I know he watched the pregame show. You got to work underneath. They have no need to do it. They have no want to do it. Their families were killed by an underneath route, apparently, and they're offended by it. You got to work underneath against this Colts team and soften up those zones. But he keeps trying to chuck it up to A.J. Green down the field. I don't know what's going on. You got to just substitute Joe Mickens because McBride's not coming back. Got to hit the X button. Anyone? Anyone know what's going on? Hey, he finally hit it. Did Eric fall asleep? Is that what's going on? Did Bella go over to Eric's house? Is Bella playing the game? That's my question. 3rd and 19 for the Vikings, by the way. They're just coming out I formation. You got to think it's just going to be a Dalvin Cook run. You got the 10-7 lead. No. Play action. It's PA match protect. I get that it's basically a punt, but why run a play that has literally no chance of working and ruins the confidence of your quarterback? I don't get it. 3rd and 16 for the Bengals. 41 seconds. This is the longest game I've ever seen on NBL Live. Dalton dropping back to pass on 3rd down. Waiting. He's got Y. Looking for him. It's A.J. Green making another catch in front of... Yeah, see, that's where A.J. Green, one-on-one in front of the safety, can make that play. 30 seconds and counting. Bengals only have 1 timeout. And they're set up a 4 vert, so they're going to be looking for the seam, so... Look out for the pick! First down and 10. Andy Dalton dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Waiting. Looks up the seam. Oh my lord, he found the right seam. And Tyler Eifert's into the end zone. It's not to the other team, folks. Oh, set off the fireworks. Hallelujah. In the nasty natty, the Bengals find the end zone. Woo, boy. Woo, baby. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, folks. 12-7 in that game. 16 seconds left. look at Gov saying Eifert. Jamie saying Eric. Gibbs saying finally. Cook saying he pressed the wrong button clearly. We're going to go full screen to the Broncos as Royce Freeman trying to find the edge. Breaks a tackle, but he's going to go out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Broncos 3rd and 4. If it were me, in the game, as it has gone, as we've seen the Kesey throw 2 interceptions, if it were me, I'm running the ball here. Freeman's had some success. I don't want to risk a turnover. I don't want to risk a sack fumble. Just run the ball. But it looks like Underoath doesn't care what I think. 3rd down and 4. Waiting, looking. He's going to take off, and he's going to find the end zone. A little scramble right up the middle. Ah, look at the speed. Oh, what a nice little run there. It's Case Keenum showing off the legs. The Broncos take the lead. A little scramble. He waited for that angle route. Was waiting for it. Great part about that angle route and why I love that play so much. The angle route comes around the edge. I'm not going to draw on the screen like Bomber does because I'm just not an artist. The angle route pushes that linebacker back, the middle linebacker in that cover 2 that is supposed to cover the middle of the field. It pushes him back just enough that Brissett can step up in the pocket. And if the linebacker steps forward, trying to contain the scramble ability of the ever speedy Case Keenum, you can dump it over the top to the angle route. Otherwise, it's an easy, just a little sprint out of the pocket and dive into the end zone. Lucas Oil, boy, that's a real nice artist rendering of Lucas Oil Stadium, by the way. As halftime in Indy, inexplicably, it's 12-7. The Bengals are getting the ball. It has taken some magical plays, as that one should have been a pick for the Broncos. Kesey missed his crossing route. When in doubt, look for the crossing route. I figured out what it was, guys. Hold on. So the only annoying part about these wireless headphones that I love from these are Turtle Beaches. The only annoying part is if there's no sound that comes through them, it'll shut off after a while. Standard shut off. Because I had no sound on both these games, because it's very confusing if you run the sound. It shut down. So I've got it running very quietly. As a handoff for the Broncos, and he's got some room. He didn't need the air truck. He finds the end zone, though, from 30 yards out. The air truck, completely unnecessary, but the Vikings showing off that high school tackling technique as the Broncos extend their lead 20-10. Overthrow to the right side. It's A.J. Green once again. He's going to get it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. 6-13, 150 yards for Andy Dalton. Was it to A.J. Green, which is usually the case. It wasn't quite a power search, but when the sound resets, XSplit knows that I'm running on the default headset, so it has to change audio settings, so it just flickers. It's very annoying. So apologies if the sound is a little weird, because I just have to have a little bit of sound running through it. Yeah, only 12-7 Colts with 3 picks. All self-inflicted damage, man. 6 seconds left on the play clock. It's going to be Dalton run back. It's a man blitz. Easy read. He finds Mickens, who is in, and he picks up the first down to the 39-yard line. So we sort of flipped scripts, folks. Early in this broadcast, it was the Vikings and Broncos game. That was the close matchup, tied at 7, but the Broncos almost just a little bit blown that one open, thanks to a couple turnovers by the Vikings. On the flip side, the Bengals have inexplicably stayed in this game. 12-7 the score. We're going to go full screen to the Colts and the Bengals because the Bengals are inside the 30-yard line. It's that little deep post route. It's a zone coverage. You got to throw it underneath. There you go. And Tyler Boyd with a spin move, and he's got some room. He's got a block. He's got the end zone. Oh, I love everything about that play. AJ Green hurt, though. That's not what the Cincinnati Bengals want to see. But Tyler Boyd, little spin move, some downfield blocking, and finds the end zone. The Bengals have somehow taken the lead in this game. What a play underneath, and the work was done. Downfield, 13-12 your score. They're going to go for 2 to try to extend this to a full field goal. What a move by Tyler Boyd. Had to switch water bottles. As we'll keep it here, the Vikings have moved into enemy territory. They're on the 40-yard line. They're actually just going to keep the field goal. They're going to take the bomber advice, not go for 2 here. Just extend this to a 2-point lead as the kick is up. It is good. 14-12. As we flip back to the dual screen and a big play downfield. That's Adam Thielen down to the 10-yard line, and the Minnesota Vikings, they're going to move to hurry up offense as we go full screen action for the Vikings and the Broncos. Pistol formation for Kesey. He's going to actually drop back into the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Dalvin Cook to his left, 1 tight end. He's going to hand it off to Dalvin Cook over the right side and insta-shed on that side of the line. AJ Green, shoulder strain, will not be able to return, but he should be okay after this game, I think. If somebody can tell me, shoulder strain. As we appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Fun night so far, lots of action. The Bengals have taken the lead over the Colts unbelievably. And I have an opinion on that, but I'm going to save it until the end of the game. Remind me what I have to say. As it's a little angle route underneath for Dalvin Cook down to the 3-yard line. Oh, boy, deep throw over the top, and this Bengals defense is just like a sieve. 55 yards on a seam route, and they can't stop a nosebleed. As we'll go to dual screen action because the Colts with 1 play, they move to the 23-yard line. Eric Ebron over the top. It's Brissett in the shotgun. And it's going to be Kesey under center. They've got a 3rd and 3. Kesey dropping back. Blitz up the middle. Kesey fumbles it. It's picked up by Dalvin Cook. He's going to try to make something happen. They're going to settle for a field goal. That was a nice little rotation there. I don't know who was blitzing on that one. I don't know if it was the guy who was supposed to be on Dalvin, but lucky that didn't turn into a turnover as the kick is up. It is good. Vikings cut it back to a 1-score lead. We'll go full screen to Indianapolis. 1st and goal, shotgun formation for Jacoby Brissett. He's got Mack into the game to his left. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left side, 1 over to the right side. It's going to be Brissett dropping back to pass. It's a quick throw, and unbelievably, it's not intercepted. What are these linebackers doing? That's the 3rd or 4th throw right into the hands of a Cincinnati Bengals defender. That's Vontaze Burfict, the dirtiest player in the world, and he can't find a way to put his hands on an easy pitch and catch. Should have at least 3 interceptions the way of the Indianapolis Colts. Instead, it's just been I'm going to bat it down. Just catch the ball. 2nd and goal, Doyle going in motion. Look for the stretch run to the right side. Nope, it's going to be a little lead run for Derrick Henry. Cuts it back in the middle. He's going to get a touchdown. And how that lead dissipates. Just like a fleeting wind, a butterfly going, it is gone. Because this Bengals defense is like Swiss cheese. You can do whatever you want. They're gonna open up a hole for you. And another joke for that one, but we're a family show. As we go back to dual screen action, the Bengals now down 5. They're going to need to find another touchdown. By the way, this Broncos-Vikings game, they're already in the 4th quarter. Broncos have the ball. They're looking to keep a hold on their lead. Maybe the Bengals can make something happen in the kick return game. That's Giovanni Bernard returning it. Some good blocking. He runs into his own guy. It's going to be a hold anyways. Blocking the back, something like that. Shaquille Olsen. Shout out to Shaquille. 3rd and 8 for the Broncos, rolling out to the left side. Big play for the Vikings, and they get a hit on Case Keenum. 7'9", 125 yards, and a pick. Nice day so far for Keenum, but the Broncos are going to be forced to punt it away, so the Vikings still have life. As we get to watch the Bengals. And this offense of frustration. Dalton's getting manhandled. He's got to get right out of the pocket. That's actually a nice throw over there. I know he didn't complete it, but nice job just getting rid of the ball because he was getting the interior of his line was getting manhandled. Timeout taken by the Broncos. They all have 2 remaining. Be interested to see if that factors in anywhere. As we got dual screen action for your first time joining us here on on the NBL Live Super Show. Appreciate you tuning in. This is what you get from NBL Live. 2 games going on live at once. These are not recorded. These are live as we speak. We hope you're having a wonderful Friday. As a little angle route underneath. Boy, the Vikings, angle routes and crossing routes. Look for that. 2nd and 10. Boyd coming in motion. I'm going to hand off to Mixon up the middle. Colts didn't look overly prepared for that one. I knew it was going to be the handoff because they already ran PAFK quick, but Mixon didn't hit that hole with any sort of authority. Nice completion on 2nd and 4 for Kesey. Picking up the first down at the 29-yard line. So they've able to back themselves out of a hole. They were pinned back in their own territory inside the 5-yard line. They've gotten up to the 29-yard line. Can the Vikings refrain from throwing an interception? 3rd and 7. Andy Dalton dropping back on 3rd down. Rolling. He's going to get clobbered as he throws. The clock got to be going off in your head, big fella. Deep throw over the middle. It is caught. Oh, what a throw by Kesey as they get inside the 20-yard line. Adam Thielen goes down on the play. How many big plays have we seen where the wide receiver who makes the play goes down? And that one was a weird one because it was just a tackle from behind. But what a throw over the top by Kesey. Thielen, 5 catches, 131 yards. They're looking to tie this ball game up. 5:01 to go. They're on the 20-yard lines where we've got full screen action. Blitz coming. Quick throw on the angle route. I don't know how many angle routes there are in Madden, but I'm pretty sure the Vikings have run all of them. I'm almost 100% sure. That was slot outs. Dalvin Cook's got to have 5 or 6 catches on the day. As the Colts are working against this Bengals defense. One corner out there. Brissett looks good. Hand off to Dalvin Cook. That's going to be coming back for a hold, and that's going to be big because it's going to set out 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. That's on the center. Come on, dude. Thielen, torn pectoral, will miss the rest of the season. Big loss. Big loss of the torn pec as the Colts just doing whatever they want. 21-13. Broncos on top in this one. Kesey dropping back to pass. Kesey's going down. So the one thing you can't do if you take a penalty on 1st down is you can't take a sack on 2nd down. You can't look to get all of it back. That's flanker drive. It's man coverage. So the drag route underneath is where you got to look just to get some chunky yards back. Instead, Bradley Chubb manhandles his blocking assignment. Gets his 3rd sack on the day. Brissett just taking a deep shot. Has a man over the top. Touchdown Colts. We'll go here. Well, I'll let you see it as it was Kane over the top. It was cover 0 blitz, the post route on the right side. Watch this throw by Brissett. Right over the top. And put it right into the bucket. It was a beautiful throw. Let's see, as the Vikings able to get something back. They get to the 16-yard line. As we'll go back full screen to this one. See if the Vikings can do anything as they're inside of 4 minutes to go. Kesey dropping back to pass on 3rd and goal. Looks underneath. Has a man. It is complete inside the 10. Inside the 6-yard line, it looks like. But I think you got to kick the field goal. You got 3 timeouts. Your defense has been playing well. If it was 4th and goal from the 2, I get it. 4th and goal from the 6, man. I think you got to kick the field goal, right? Nope, they're going to go for it. Oh, shoot, what do you know? You just watch games. What do you know? Empty backfield for Kesey. Watch for a scramble, maybe? I don't like the play. I think you take your points. They're going to take a timeout. So they're going to use a timeout. You got to kick the field goal now. Dalton just got clobbered, by the way. Hate of 18, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. No bueno! Nope, they're going to go for it. Why not? They're going to put out that full wide receiver, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end set. He's got Dalvin Cook to his left, 4th and goal, dropping back to pass. Quick throw to the seams, has a man. Did he get his feet in bounds? He did. Oh, boy. What defense? Why? Okay, so we're going to get back to OSU questions play calling from up here because it's really easy to do that. Why call cover 3 there? You know that leaves the seams open. Unless you're using on that linebacker, you knew the tight end was probably running the seam. That was an easy 2-point conversion. Trying to tie this ball game up with 3:21 to go. Man coming in motion on the 2-point conversion attempt. It's easy pitch and catch. Tie ball game. What a drive by Kesey. Gov, that's always out of bounds for me. Yeah, I don't know. I question the defensive play calling on that one, but Denver's getting the ball back with 3:21 to go, so we'll go back to the dual screen action. 1st and 10 for the Colts. They're up 12 and looking to do more. As rolling out is Brissett, and you just got to chuck that one away. What play call was that? Oh, express cross. The crosser stopped on one side. It was weird. By the way, my favorite part, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this stuff. If you look at the suggestions, it tells you like plays that are effective on first down. And then sometimes it just says, why would we suggest this play? Because you call it a lot. You've called it 29 times. Just call it again. You do it a lot. Second down and 10. For the Indianapolis Colts, Jacoby Brissett, he's got the drag route open. Didn't hit him. Went to the crossing route that was much better covered by Jackson. That's batted away. As it's a sack, it's a fumble that's on the ground. Oh, alertly picked up by the offensive lineman as who else but Griffin gets in there and throws down. Case Keenum, almost disaster. 3:01 and counting. 2nd and 25 for the Broncos. Remember, they had an 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 10. It's a throw to the running back for Geno Atkins goes down again. Is that man made of porcelain? Did he and Sam Bradford go to the same doctor? Quick little screen out to Hireman for the Broncos. Get 7 of it back. Cut it down to a 3rd and still long. Easy peasy keasy. Like it, love it. Punted away for the Colts, who I'm sure just aren't at all concerned for this Bengals team now that A.J. Green is not playing. So they were able to take the lead at 14-12, but they lost A.J. Green on the play. And that might do them in because that's the only offense that has worked so far. But we'll see what they can do here. Dual screen action, 3rd and 19 for the Broncos being chased as Keenum shakes off one. Can't shake off the second one. You made one miss, but Phillips, he cleans it up. And the Vikings, who were down 11 again, going into the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, at the end of the third quarter, down 11, has an opportunity, 2:12 to go, 2:11, 2:11 left with 2 timeouts, and they have an opportunity to win this game. Geno Atkins broke his foot, by the way, so no Geno for the rest of the season. Probably the rest of the season. 26-14 Colts on top. Bengals need a touchdown on this drive. 43 seconds left. But again, no A.J. Green. Goes down with that shoulder strain. Should be back next week, but that's just a big loss for this team that relies so much on their 1,000-yard receiver. 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook's got some room. He's got a 1st down, breaks a tackle, and more. Little juke move, and he's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. Inside the 40 to 39-yard line. The running game for the Vikings has been stellar today. Flag down. I think it's at offsides. The Bengals will pick up the 1st down with Gio Bernard. Inside the 30. It is offsides. Decline that bad boy. And nice 1st down. The running for both these games has actually been really nice. Colts aren't a running team at all. They have Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has that touchdown, but they do much more work through the air. As Dalvin Cook's got some room, and he is, oh man, this offensive line is playing fantastic for the Vikings as another big hole. It was a cover 0 blitz. And Dalvin Cook ran right through it. Said, I'd cover this. Or cover D's, or whatever the kids are saying. Yeah, Dalvin just having a game, as we're going to go to that game full screen. Handoff to Dalvin. He's got another hole. Blocked, picked up. He's inside the 10, down to the 6. 17 carries, 142 for Dalvin Cook. And they are 6 yards away from going up a score, and they're just going to let this clock chew down because the Broncos, they only have 2 timeouts left. If I'm the Vikings, I'm running this down as far as I can, making the Broncos use those timeouts. As the other game is in the pause screen, so that's fun. 1st and goal. I would have used more clock, but they're going to hand it off to Dalvin, and he's going to get smothered up the middle. Loss of 3. Denver uses a timeout. So here's the problem. Again, this is why I would have killed it on the 1st down. Because, the Broncos are probably going to use a timeout after that play. Now they get to use it after 2nd down. Now on 3rd down, what you'd like to do is run the ball and use the clock. But you're going to want a touchdown, so you're probably not going to run the ball. Dalton taking a deep shot down the right side. Has Gio Bernard on a little wheel route. Gets down to the 48-yard line. As they're 5:51 to go. By the way, Andy Dalton, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 3rd down and goal. Broncos out of timeouts, but this is what I'm talking about. They ran the ball the first couple times. 2 plays with Denver has to use timeouts. Now, from the 11-yard line, you can't run the ball with Dalvin Cook if you want a chance to touchdown. But maybe you do. And you just take the field goal and you hope your defense can do it. They do run it with Dalvin. He gets stuffed up. So, Minnesota, kicker's not going to be iced, but they're going to get to use a ton of clock here. And Denver's going to have no timeouts left, but they are only going to need a field goal if Minnesota, by the way, makes this. they had to get a 2-point conversion because their kicker missed an extra point early in the game. That clock gets on running. Shout out to the Grid Squad joining us tonight. By the way, if I'm the Vikings, I'd take a delay game. Back up 5 yards. I'd rather have a little more room, and you can choose all that play clock, and there's no chance of them guessing when you're snapping it. Kick it with 4 seconds. It's up, and it's good. Minnesota takes the lead. 24-21. Yeah, we'll go back to dual screen action as the Bengals are facing a 2nd and 20 from the 44-yard line. They need a touchdown, and they need one bad as this return for the Broncos up to the 35-yard line. They've got no timeouts, but they only need a field goal. They just need to get into field goal range as Dalton looks like he's going to throw the ball over to Mickens. Mickens having a nice game. Had to come in for the injury. He's going to cut it back to a 3rd and inches. Normally, I would stay in this dual screen action, but this game with no timeouts, 34 seconds left. We're going to stick with this one as it is Case Keenum dropping back. Quick throw over to the left side. It was an out route and almost picked off by Sutton. Oh, that was bad. While they're selecting that play, we'll go full screen. 3rd and inches for Andy Dalton. Well, when in doubt, show them both. 2nd down and 10. A little dagger. They got the trips over to the left side. It's a play that you love to look for the in route, but you have no timeouts, and Case Keenum's going to take a sack, and you can't do that when you have no timeouts. 24 seconds and counting. They got to hurry back to the line as Jalen Strong picking up a big gain on 3rd down and inches. A nice throw down to the 7-yard line. 3:42 to go. Let's go full screen to this one. Clock winding down. They've only got 10 seconds. They're going to have to throw. He's completely mismanaged this clock. So good luck. Hope for a penalty. That's going to be incomplete. 1 second remaining. By the way, Joe Mixon on the edge. Joe Mixon touchdown for the Bengals. They've cut it back to a 1-score game. We will hilariously watch this one. Porter says I got faith in the Bronx. Yeah, how's that going, Ports? Because that was a completely mismanaged clock. Case Keenum take a sack with 23 seconds left. They snap the ball at 8 seconds left. You got to spike the ball or just get something working downfield. Instead now, the Vikings drop back into a prevent. They're going to run the Hail Mary and try to draw a penalty because that's pretty much their only hope, or just a complete fail on defense. Chucking it up. Got some arm over there, but that's going to be batted down. That game's over. Minnesota, nice comeback. They were down 11. They come back to win that game 24-21. So now, as by the way, I would like to point out, look how quickly Under Oath killed that stream. Boy, you got to give me a little chance. You can't kill the stream that quickly. He was like, nope, I lost. Stream's over. As we'll go to this game, to its completion. 3:31 to go. Bengals need their defense to come up with a stop here. They're only down 5. The defense hasn't looked good. Brissett, high snap, going to run the ball. Nice job on the interior. Yeah, no PI. You ain't going to get PI there. Hey, now I got chat up on the computer. Look at that. One game goes down. Now I got full functionality. Brissett dropping back on 2nd and 10. Waiting. Nice shot by the middle linebacker. Throws back across his body, though. Finds T.Y. Hilton, and no one touches him. Boy, these middle linebackers, the Bengals. Top notch. Or something. As the Colts probably only need one more first down to really put this one away. Tout, congratulations on your win. Cook bailed me out in the second half. I don't know if that's a bail, okay? When I think of bailed out, I think of, tossing balls up to your wide receivers and then making 50-50 ball catches. Cook it was good blocking up front. I'm going to guess there probably was a little bit of guessing of pass, and that's why Cook was able to get some room up the middle, but stay with your guy. Pick it off! Oh, it's going the other way! It's Alexander. He's got some room, but he is out of gas. Oh, boy. He used all of his sprint there. Alexander with a pick. What was a double-A thing of throwing that ball? Dealing out 36 weeks with the torn pec. Ouch. Well, AJ Green's out in this one, but Eric G's got a chance here. 26-21 with 2:28 to go. The first turnover for the Colts, and it's a doozy. This is the PA slide. F slide. Something like a little slide concept. Play action pass. Waiting. Finds Bernard, spins the wrong way, cuts back upfield, ran about 22 yards, picks up 2. They do need a touchdown on this drive. 4-down territory. Only time you're kicking a field goal here is if for some reason you take a bunch of sacks or whatever and you've got 4th and 30 and you're going to go for the onside kick play with 3 timeouts. Second down 9, look for that post route on the left side. Mickens has been big. It's zone coverage. He's got one-on-one. He's looking for Mickens over the top. Did he get the feet down? He didn't! Oh, what a throw from Dalton. I can't believe he didn't get the feet down. Yeah, you can't challenge that one because I think the 2-minute warning. Maybe it'll get reviewed. Oh, Lord. Shout out to DJ Davis. Join us in the chat. Just finished a grid game. Now we lit. Oh, I thought we had another toe tap and Z-Star. That was a dot. No way. I thought we had it. I thought he had it down in the back of the end zone, but the game says no. Now 3rd down and 9. Who I'd be looking for? Look for Tyler Boyd on that little crossing route. Dalton in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Dropping back. Waiting. He's got the tight end at the 1st down marker. It's Tyler Eifert. He dropped one earlier, but he picks up the catch there inside the 20-yard line. Minute 49 to go. Oh, I didn't like that. I don't like what's going on. Eric, don't make me lose this stream now. Oh, I'm gonna be out of your fan club so much. Yeah, Gibbs, I thought he got his feet down for sure. Come on, Eric's internet. You can handle it. 1st down and 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's got 3 wide receivers over to the left side, 1 tight end on the right. He's got Bernard in the backfield. Dropping back, 4-man rush. Waiting, has a man underneath. It is Mickens, who's been big, and he has another big catch inside the 10 to the 9. Timeout taken by the Colts. 1st and goal for the Bengals. I think we're about to see a bunch of Joe Mixon. You got to think Mixon's going to be getting it. DJ Davis, the Cleveland Browns in the grid. Shout out to the Brownies. 1st down and goal. Double A gap pressure. You saw the user move, and that's a handoff to Bernard. I'm surprised not Mixon into the game taking that carry. Min 19 to go, timeout taken by the Colts as he loses 2 on the play back to the 11-yard line. The Bengals can't be too concerned with the clock. They have to find the end zone. By the way, you're in the end zone. You've got Andy Dalton. You've got to use the high pass. You know the middle linebackers, the safety's going to be dropping into those zones in the middle. You know how good they are. You got to utilize the high pass. Strong and Mickens out to the left. Boyd out to the right. No A.J. Green. Got hurt earlier in this game. Shotgun formation for Andy Dalton. Tyler Eifert also into the game. Dropping back to pass is Dalton. Only a 4-man rush. Waiting. Has X open over there. And he finds Jalen Strong inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. What a throw. Indianapolis used their last timeout. You've got 2 shots to the end zone. You got to run the ball here on 3rd down. You got to think, right? Mixon into the game. You got to think it's a run here. Just to use the little clock. You hope your line, Mixon had some success around the edge. Be looking for something outside the tackles. Using as much of the field as you can. And if you don't get in, then you just play for the game. It looks like they're going to be passing here on 3rd and goal. I actually like this for a run to the left, but they're going to wait. 3rd down and goal. Dalton dropping back. Quick 3-step drop. Nobody open. Looks back in the end zone. It's Strong with the catch of the Bengals. Oh, they score a touchdown. And they're going to need to get a 2-point conversion to put them up a field goal. But 4, count them, 4 interceptions by Andy Dalton. And somehow the Bengals take the lead here with under 2 minutes to go. A big throw there. But you can't turn the ball over here because, again, it has happened before. Turnover, returns it. That's 2 points. It's Dalton under center. He's got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Sending Boyd in motion here on the 2-point conversion attempt. He drops back to pass. Waiting. The sit route wasn't open. You got to take off. Looks to the back of the end zone. Through the high pass. I like the high pass look. I don't know if you needed it, but the linebacker was sitting there. You got to get it up there. So now, Colts, no timeouts. The Bengals have to know that. You got to tackle them inside the boundaries. But this Bengals defense has been torn apart all day, except for the last drive where they were able to get an interception after a bad read by Double A. Andrew Luck out of this game. Jacoby Brissett is going to be leading the Indianapolis Colts, needing a field goal to win, but no timeouts. Can the Bengals defense find a way to pull out this victory? This is the great part about the Super Show, guys. That Vikings-Broncos game ended real quickly. This game has been actually, I don't think it ended quickly. I think this one's been slow. But now we get to focus on this one. Brissett dropping back, 4-man rush from the Bengals. Blitz coming around the outside. Down goes Brissett. A huge sack as William Jackson coming around the outside. Now we're under a minute left, and the Bengals have got to just back up. 5 sacks on the day. That's been the big stat for the Cincinnati Bengals. Shotgun formation for Jacoby Brissett. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Chain up the play, 48 seconds to go. These guys got to play smart. Dropping back into their zones. It's Brissett looking underneath. It's complete. He's going to step out of bounds at the 27-yard line. He's only going to pick up 8. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 with 42 seconds to go. No timeouts left. What a finish we have here on the NBL Live Super Show. Reminder, we have another Super Show coming up Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Going to be another great dual screen action. A little appetizer. Calls the appetizer to Sunday Night Football. Don't want to miss that. 3rd and 8. Shotgun formation for Brissett. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. The stream going down a little bit. Brissett gets hit. It's right over the middle. It's caught. There were 4 Bengals there, and none of them made a play. No swat. No pick. They let it happen. Where was the user? Where was the play? Oh, you got beat over the top, and now 1st down and 10. They're on the 40-yard line. It'd be a 57-yard field goal. Why are you calling you got a hard flat on? Whatever. Bunch formation, 3 to the right, 1 over the left. Matt going in motion. Empty backfield. On 1st down and 10, dropping back is Brissett. 4-man rush once again. Looks over. Open man. Oh, he doesn't have the 1st down. 13 seconds, though, and counting. They've got to get back and spike the ball. No timeouts for the Indianapolis Colts. 7 seconds left. They're going to have plenty of time to spike this ball and attempt a game-winning field goal from the 30-yard line. User on that play and swatted away. Don't trust your CPU to make a play. You've seen how bad they have played. They let that over the top. Bengals are going to get a chance to ice the kicker, but I don't. That's why I don't. In plays like that, 3rd down and 8, okay? You know everything over the top. You got to over the top. You got to put an extra guy back there. That's why man up 3 deep is so important. From the 30-yard line, 47-yard attempt from the right hash mark. Can the Colts convert this one? They need it to win. Brissett the holder. 4 seconds. The tension is killing me. Ball is down. It's blocked by the Bengals! And it's over! The Bengals get a game-winning blocked field goal! Unbelievable win! Andy Dalton throws 4 picks. The Colts burn him over the top, get into field goal range, and special teams with the play. That was William Jackson around the edge. What a finish here on NBL Live! And the Bengals pull out the most improbable victory. Oh, Lordy Lord. I need a moment. Get me the Eric G t-shirt, even when looking like garbage for literally 3.5 quarters. It finds a way to make me look right. Shout out to the Bengals. Shout out to the Colts. What a ending. Yeah, you know, if you're the Colts, you feel awful because you had an opportunity with that kick. It's all about timing. It was timed up perfectly. And the Cincinnati Bengals get a win on the Super Show when it looked like they were down and out. Double A in the chat saying, great play by Eric clutching up. GG's. That's one of the best endings I've seen, Porter. Wow. Okay, so I said I'd say something at the end of this game about the Indianapolis Colts. I think this Indianapolis Colts team, I don't want to call them a fake team because I got too much respect for them. But let's point out just the facts of this particular ballgame. The Cincinnati Bengals threw 4 interceptions. The Indianapolis Colts had a +3 turnover ratio. The linebackers for the Bengals lost all day. 2 big plays over the top, including one, again, set aside the field goal block. Even if they had made that kick. The Bengals defense was torn up all day. I get you lost Andrew Luck, but Jacoby Brissett, very, very good. You had the Bengals with no AJ Green, who really carried this team for as much as he could, had 1 big catch down the field, but really he wasn't as huge as he could have been. And you didn't put him away, and that's what concerns me about this Colts team, especially as we get down to playoff time. That middle linebacking core is fantastic, and you see the usering by Double A. He's able to pick off a lot of throws over the middle. My concern is I don't trust the outside play of that defense. I don't trust the offense enough, and that's what scares me. They had a +3 turnover differential, and lost the game. That offense scares me. Even with a speedster like T.Y., the lack of a running game, the lack of a commitment to a running game, I think this Colts team needs to find something offensively, whether it is committing to the run, whether it is finding some sort of passing scheme that is a little more effective. It just scares me that against this Bengals team that should have been down and out with 4 interceptions, 3 in the first quarter, it was only 12-0 going into the second quarter, and the Bengals were able to cut it to 12-7 by the end of that one. You got to find, they had short fields all day. That's what scares me, okay? But there's a lot of talent, and the Colts just, if I'm looking at you, AA, you got to make people pay for turnovers. And there wasn't enough tonight, and that's why the Bengals were able to come with a win. And some clutch play at the end of the game. I thought they finally figured out maybe don't throw the seam route all the time, and so it just ended up. And it's overshadowed a really good game between the Vikings and the Broncos. The Vikings, a huge comeback. Shout out to Tout. Shout out to Under Oath for a great game. 2 unbelievable ball games to kick off your weekend. Appreciate the love in the chat. Appreciate everyone who hung out with us tonight. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to see you Sunday night. Super show on Sunday. You're not going to want to miss that. More dual action. Let's see. Do we have... I don't know if anybody... if Shadow's in chat. Do we have the 2 games? I'm gonna look it up. Let's see if we actually called it. I'm pretty sure we did. Yes. Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, boy. 2 great matchups. We've got Cardinals and Ravens. Okay? 2 teams... near the bottom of the NBL, but very evenly matched up. That's what we saw tonight with the Vikings and the Broncos. 2 teams maybe not fighting for playoff position, but it's going to be a great matchup. So that's one game, but here's what you guys are going to want to see. 8 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday. 1 game, Cardinals and Ravens. The other game, Buccaneers and Jaguars. That's right, folks. It's time to see what this Buccaneers team is made of. They're sitting there only 1 loss on the year. 10-1 atop the NFC South. But... they're playing the Jaguars. And Lip, coming off a loss to the Cleveland Browns last week. I don't know who they're playing this week, but this is what scares me about the Bucs. They've only played 3 teams currently at 500 or better. They are 2-1 in those games. 1 game going to overtime, win over the Falcons. 1 game over the Texans, who are at 6-5, and they got blown out by this Colts team. We're going to find out what this Colts team, or what this Bucs team is made of with that game against the Jaguars. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Too much yelling. It should be a great matchup. Can they get a big marquee win? Should be amazing. So again, Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, Bucs and Jags, Cardinals and Ravens, another super show, another dual screen action. You're not going to want to miss out on that one. I'm going to go take a Xanax, take a couple shots, and bring the heart rate down from about 140, because what action we had tonight on NBL Live. I appreciate all you hanging out with me. I'm going to get out of here. I almost said we're going to get out of here. It's just me. I'm going to get out of here. Have a wonderful weekend. And we hope we'll see you again Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Another super show, Bucs and Jags, Cardinals, Ravens. We'll see you next time right here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network.